that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Yo, picture the Oval Office with Trump chilling in fuzzy slippers, a red Sharpie squeaking across pardon forms like he's autographing vinyls. He flips the last sheet, grins that game show grin, and boom, right at the top it reads, Sean Diddy Combs. But before we decide if Diddy's really next in line for the golden get out of jail card, let's scroll the receipts on who's already cashed in. Some of these folks make Puff look like he got busted for jaywalking.
Of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
First week of term 2, Trump nuked the usual Justice Department vetting and handed out blanket clemencies to more than 1,500 January 6 defendants. Literally day one, still in his tux from the swearing in. Reporters called it the biggest mass pardon ever. Trump just shrugged, said the country needed a fresh start, and high-fived fans outside the gates. That set the tone. If you're MAGA-friendly or headline-worthy, his Sharpie might just slide your way.
Trump pardoned rappers Lil Wayne and Kodak Black.
Remember January 20th, 2021, Trump's last day before Biden moved in. He wiped Lil Wayne's gun rap clean. Wheezy literally posted a pic flexing a 1,000,000-watt grin. Same night, Kodak Black got his 46-month weapon sentence zapped. Dude popped on Instagram like, first day out, bruh. Fans ate it up. Fast forward to this year. May 29, 2025, Louisiana's own NBA youngboy wakes up to find his house arrest anklets basically a souvenir. Trump's pardon means no parole, no curfew, just a 32-city tour ready to rock. Twitter, X, lights up. Bro, drop the album. Someone memes Trump in bling, photoshopped onto the top cover. Takeaway, drop a chart climbing track, toss Trump a friendly selfie, and the Sharpie might remix your court date.
He pardoned his reality TV brethren Todd and Julie Chrisley, who could walk out of prison in Pensacola, Florida at any moment. The two are stars of the show Chrisley Knows Best on USA Network. The Chrisleys traded that gated neighborhood for the gates of a prison. They were convicted of bank and tax fraud in 2022, conspiring to defraud banks in Atlanta of more than $30 million.
2 days before Youngboy's Freedom Party, Trump slid pardons to Todd and Julie Chrisley, reality TV royals who swapped their Atlanta mansion for prison bunk beds after a $30 million fraud rap. 1 minute they're folding orange jumpsuits, next minute they're FaceTiming Savannah from the driveway. Then there's Paul Walzak, Florida nursing home exec nailed for siphoning employee tax cash into his personal Bentley fund. Mom's a mega Trump donor. She hit a $1 million per plate Mar-a-Lago dinner, and poof, her son's slate is squeaky clean. And don't forget Sheriff Scott Jenkins of Virginia, who literally sold deputy badges for envelopes of cash. Culpeper voters raged, but Trump grinned. Great guy totally wronged. Signature stamp see ya. Running joke in D.C. Swipe your black card, get the black ink signature.
Well, President Trump's decision to pardon 4 American security guards involved in the infamous Blackwater massacre has horrified survivors of this 2007 incident.
Trump's first ever pardon back in 2017 went to Sheriff Joe Arpaio, famous for racial profiling and pink boxer prison outfits. Critics screamed. Trump called him a patriot. December 2020, 4 Blackwater contractors locked up for the Nisour Square massacre. 14 Iraqi civilians dead, suddenly walk free. World leaders spit out coffee. Trump said justice was served. Same vibe with Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher. Court-martial drama, war crime accusations, rank restored like a video game cheat code. The Pentagon's HR printer practically melted. Point is, if war zone body counts didn't scare off the Sharpie, music industry scandals might not either.
Back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know, he didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden, It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know, I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
May 30th, 2025, reporter drops the bomb. Would you ever consider pardoning Diddy? Trump chuckles, says nobody's officially asked, but hey, he'll look at the facts. Notes they were cool back in his apprentice days, though things got icy once he got into politics. Internet instantly hashtags pardon Diddy. Memes fly, Trump in a shiny suit doing the Diddy bop. Diddy photoshopped into a MAGA rally. The algorithm is feasting.
A pardon can only be given for a federal crime. The president has no power to pardon state crimes. 2, the president cannot pardon cases of impeachment. And 3, the president can pardon before prosecution, before trial, but the president can't pardon future crimes that haven't been committed yet.
Does Puff qualify for the Pardon Club? Star power? Off the charts. Super Bowl ads? Bad Boy for Life? Still drops a party track that nukes TikTok. Political upside? Pardoning a hip-hop icon could woo young black male voters and jam every news cycle in his favor. Risk factor? The word trafficking in a headline is nuclear. Even Kodak's weapons rap looks PG next to that. Price of admission? A friendly shout out? Maybe a Mar-a-Lago fundraiser? Loyalty points don't come cheap, fam. Yet remember, Trump pardoned dudes tied to a massacre. Compared to that, even the ugliest studio gossip might seem negotiable.
There are very few limitations on the president's power to either shorten a sentence, that's called commuting it, or he can pardon outright and end the prosecution, the conviction, and the sentence wherever that prisoner is being held. At its core, the pardon power is fundamentally weird. It's the president's ability to completely undo what is usually years of investigation and prosecution by his own Justice Department. Sure, there's a pardon office that reviews requests for pardons and grants a tiny fraction of them, but that's set up just for the president's convenience. He can bypass all of that and issue a tweet that pardons someone.
A presidential pardon only wipes federal charges. State indictments, civil lawsuits, those still cling like glitter after prom. He can drop it before trial, blanket style, or after conviction. Congress can't veto, courts can't reverse. Only real punishment is public backlash. And well, we've seen how much that moves the needle lately. So here's the scoreboard. Rappers, reality stars, crooked cops, war zone gunners, all rocking that Sharpie seal of approval. Next up might be a mogul whose biggest crime used to be overusing. Take that, take that. Will Trump slide Puff the platinum pass? Or will the rumor flop harder than a mixtape with 0 features? Hit the comments with your verdict, smash subscribe, and keep alerts on, cause word is at least one more A-lister is already sliding paperwork across his desk.